India versus England, if we have to look at it, there are two things which are dominating the entire discourse. Rain in Guyana and the extra playing hours. Now, what are the new playing conditions that are there in Providence, Guyana for the India versus England semi-final? Because the first semi-final has a reserve day. This second semi-final doesn't have a reserve day. Why is that? It is because of the short turnaround time in the schedule for the final. Because this game ends on the 27th, but you are traveling just one day later and you are going to Barbados on 29th. So 29th is the final with the provision of a reserve day on 30th also. The first semi-final between South Africa and Afghanistan has a reserve day. India versus England doesn't. Now, just to refresh, this was already decided a couple of months ago. What are the special conditions for the India versus England match? Because you've got a rain problem. From 2 a.m. on 27th until 5 a.m. you have rain, and during the course of the match 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. there is rain. That too 59% and 66% in Providence, Guyana. If you look at the weather report that has been done in Guyana, it was raining and it was pouring for 12 hours. Now there are conflicting reports on what the drainage system in Providence is. Some say it is the best in the Windies, some say it is not. Now, because of the rain situation, a special provision has been attached to the playing conditions that is there. Because 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in addition to the 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. forecasts, that's how rain is. Now, according to Rule 13.7 in the playing conditions that is there in the ICC for the semi-finals, the special provisions are semi-final 1, 13.7.33, there shall be 60 minutes of extra time allocated to the scheduled day of the semi-final. The total additional playing time for the reserve day of semi-final 1 shall be 190 minutes. Therefore, there is no play on the first day. Any further delays will result in a loss of overs. So, 190 minutes when you look at it, additional playing time is 3 hours and 10 minutes more. But for the India versus England game, there shall be a maximum of 250 minutes allocated to the scheduled day of semi-final 2 with no reserve day. So, for example, if the game begins at 8 p.m. IST with no toss, 8 p.m. IST is the scheduled start of the match. 4 hours and 10 minutes later, from 12:10 a.m. IST onwards, you will start losing overs. That is that period. So, 250 minutes of additional maximum time, that is when you will start losing overs. You will not start losing over after 60 minutes, 1 minute, 1 hour 30 minutes, you are not going to lose that. 60 and 90 is out of the window, 250 minutes. Even for a final, there shall be a maximum of 190 minutes of extra time allocated to the final and its reserve day. So, 3 hours and 10 minutes for semi-final 1 and final. For India versus England, it is 250 minutes because this arrangement was pre-decided a couple of months ago. The seeding that India would play their semi-final in Providence, Guyana, it was decided a couple of months ago. Why was that reason given? It is easier for fans to make travel arrangements. That is why. You allowed the fans to gain precedence, and that is why this entire scheduling, this entire logistical thing has marred into a farce at this point. Whatever be the case, this may be the greatest World Cup when it comes to results, but as far as the scheduling is concerned, it has been absolutely woeful. First semi-final is a day-nighter and second semi-final is a day game. And because of this arrangement, no reserve day. The ICC didn't deem it fine that, okay, why don't you keep this the final on 30th and a reserve day on July 1? No, it had to be on 29th, 1 day after the semi-final. Now, this is the most important thing that is there in both the semi-final and the final. Now, the minimum cutoff for a game to be considered in the league stages was 5 overs. Here, it is going to be minimum 10 overs. 10 overs will have to be bowled in order to ensure that the game is constituted. Now, there is so much rain, the outfield has taken a battering. What do? What happens then? The higher ranked team will progress in case of a washout. So that means India will progress into the next round because England finished lower. So that is why the win versus Australia was important for this particular reason, that they had to finish on top of the table. That is why in the event of a complete washout, India will go through and England will be eliminated. On the other hand, the South Africa-Afghanistan game, there is not much of a rain threat in Charuba as well. So that's why that game could end pretty well. But India-England will be a problem because of the rain in Guyana. And because of this, 250 minutes. That means until 12:10 a.m. IST, you're not seeing any loss in overs. After that, 1 over, if you have to get it, every over will be deducted after 8 minutes, because if there's both innings have not resumed, 4 minutes, 4 minutes, 8 minutes, that is the preconceived thing there. So possibly after 1:30 a.m. IST is the cutoff time for a 10 over game. If that doesn't happen, then India will progress into the final. So by 1:30 a.m. is the latest cutoff that you can have for a 10 over game. After that, you will play until 4:30 or 5 a.m. IST. That is the current situation you're looking at. Thanks to the ICC for ensuring that all these matches are a logistical nightmare because of this arrangement. And because you made special arrangements in every which way possible. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. Bye-bye.